As we start exercising, you'll notice a couple of things. First of all, I've actually photocopied notes right out of the book. Feel free to just make notes for yourself as you're exercising and while you're exercising. And I just write my own little notes to myself so that Rosa and Sarah know what I'm doing. But we're going to start with the largest muscle group, being your back muscles, and we're going to go in descending order of size. That way you can just go to the muscle group that is your area of concern, okay? We're going to start with the Rosinator, going to the back muscles. Let's go, Rosa. She's going to be doing traditional pull downs. She's locked in. Now, your machine may vary in your home gym or in the place where you work out. But notice she's leaning back, but she's not using momentum. She's not working out with Mo. She's just leaning back, pulling straight in, really squeezing the back. Now, I'm going to start intervals. My intervals are actually going to be a little over a minute. I'm going to give myself 10 to 15 seconds to get into position for the exercise. Once we're in position, we're going to do the exercise for a minute. So Rosa, believe it or not, I'm going to start your time right now for a minute. So start pulling in, going straight in. Again, notice she's not using momentum. She's really squeezing and abducting those shoulder blades and squeezing her back. This is excellent form. You'll see some people do pull downs behind the neck. I think that offers a lot of impingement or pain in the shoulder. So this frees up the shoulder joint and still works the back very, very well. And now, Rosa, you're finished with that interval. Come on up and stretch. Now, Sarah, let's work the chest. She's coming in, and it's going to be kind of between a flat and an incline. I have her on the ball. If you don't have one of these balls, you need to go pick up one. I recommend one that is burst proof, okay? So you don't have to worry about, I'm 220 pounds. You don't have to worry about getting on it and it not having air in it and you flatten it out. So get a nice quality stability ball. She's coming up and she's squeezing. A couple of things to notice. Her core is firing. If it wasn't, she'd be all over the place. So she has to fire her core to stay centered on the ball. Her elbows are soft. She's hugging, almost hugging the air above her. She's working the front part of the shoulder and the chest. It's a very, very, very good chest exercise. So while she does the remaining minute of her interval, Rosa, let's come over here and I'm going to have you do a chest stretch. So if you just stand here, your hand here, and just turn. As she turns, she's stretching the front part of the shoulder and the chest. You may not be able to turn as far. For example, my arm only goes back that far. Rosa's obviously a little bit more flexible than I am. And you want to switch arms, Rosa? Now, as she turns, you'll notice she's still stretching the front. All right, now let's switch. Sarah, you're going to go to your chest stretch, and Rosa, we are going to go to shoulders. I'm going to get a little bit lighter weight for shoulders because we're going to be going for that minute interval. You're going to be coming straight up. Coming straight up. Perfect. Sarah's doing her stretch. Now notice Rosa's not going above the level of her shoulders. If her arms were up, again, we're talking about that impingement or discomfort in the shoulder. It could be an old injury, or you football players or baseball players, could be scar tissue. But again, minute intervals, you want to use a light weight. Make sure it's something you can do comfortably for a minute. The reason we're choosing time over reps is because, you know, there's different schools of thought, 20 reps, 15 reps, okay? By doing a good number of reps, you're going to make sure you tone that muscle. All right, Rosa, I want you to finish out your interval here. Keep going. Sarah, let's show them a couple of stretches. First of all, let's do one where you're coming back. She's stretching the front part of the shoulder. Now she would do that for a few seconds. Now let's come to the front. One arm up, and as she pushes, you notice the stretch goes all the way around the back part of the shoulder. So again, you want to stretch the front and the back shoulder. Let's do the other arm and wait for this interval to end. And again, constant movement, taking action. It's going to make your workouts very time efficient. All right? Now as the interval ends, I want you to go to a shoulder stretch, Rosa. Make sure you get both groups. And Sarah, let's move you on to triceps. And I just want you to do one arm. Of course, we would do both arms. We're going to do them for the sake of time, pushing straight up. Right back here is where she's working. She's bending at the elbow, and she loves doing triceps because her arms are so sleek and slender. You want them to look like this? You've got to do tricep work. And Sarah, if you notice, we switch back and forth with her arm, and so as one arm gets fatigued, she can switch. So anytime during your minute interval, feel free to switch arms. We're going to go back to Rosa, and now Rosa's going to be doing the tricep stretch. She's coming over and pulling, elongating that tricep muscle from the shoulder all the way to the elbow joint, making it longer. But if that's uncomfortable to bring your arms back, Rosa, let's give them an option in the front where they can just push the front of the arm. It's not as uncomfortable as the first stretch that we did, but just as effective. Still stretches that tricep from the elbow all the way through the shoulder. Nice, easy stretch. And of course, you would want to do both sides. So rotate both sides, stretching both sides, making sure you get the tricep really stretched out. Now, Rose, if I can turn you around so we can do the other arm. Tricep stretch coming over. Now let's try that easier version where your arm's in the front, just pushing straight back. Again, elongating the tricep, but again, not as uncomfortable as bringing your arm all the way over your head. Okay? Now, Sarah, you are going to be doing your tricep stretch, and Rosinator, we're going to have you do biceps. Now let me explain how Rose is going to be doing the biceps. She's actually going to be turning her wrist in. That is called supination of the wrist. A lot of people don't associate turning your wrist with a bicep contraction, but it is involved. So in addition to curling her arm up, she's also turning her wrist. She's getting two bicep exercises in one. So we give you more than your standard bicep exercise in this workout. So you want to curl up, and again, you're doing the minute interval, so don't worry about doing too much time or too few repetitions. Just go to a weight that's comfortable to do for a minute, and you're going to have nice toned arms. Sarah, let's show them a bicep stretch. Your arm is actually going to go out and extend it. It's very similar to the chest stretch we did earlier, but if you notice, it elongates the bicep. Her arm is open, okay? And you want to switch arms, turn. And now she's really opening up right here. Now normally I would have Rosa do a bicep stretch at this point, but I want them both on the floor so we can show you two different ab exercises. So if we can go to the floor right now, I'll take that from you, Rosa. We're going to get in position. They're actually going to be doing the same exercise but two different ways. Rosa's going to be supporting her lower back and her knees are going to be very soft. She's going to bring her knees in and tap gently. Bring her knees in and tap gently. Now Sarah's going to be doing a little bit more advanced. Her legs are straighter because she's just got long and lovely legs, so we want them to lengthen. We want to lengthen the long and lovely legs, okay? So Sarah is doing that. You'll also find the further your feet get away from your backside, the harder the exercise is. The closer your feet are to your hip, it's going to be easier. It's going to be shorter. So both of these exercises are very, very effective for the abs and the lower abs specifically, from the belly button, you know, right over what my wife affectionately calls the pooch. That area right over the bladder that's so hard to tone up for both men and women. You'll also feel a little bit in your thighs because there is some hip flexor involvement. All right? So relax, ladies, and remember, you always have your standard crunches if you want to finish out your time at the end of your minute interval. So ladies, with your arms back, your elbow is going to be even with your ears. As you lift up, we're doing the last interval just regular crunches. Okay, so each interval was 1 minute. We did either our body weight or a very light weight that we were comfortable with using. So find a weight. It can be water-filled resistance. It can be tubing, okay, that's easy to travel with, or light dumbbells. You don't need a lot of equipment to tone up, but you do need to take action, and you've already learned how. We've shown you the exercises, so feel free to pick and choose which exercise you want to use, because the next part of the workout, we're going to add an aerobic interval to help all of you that want to lose weight and tone up at the same time, which a lot of my training clients over the last 20 years have wanted to do. A lot of people, I need to lose weight, but I still want to tone up my muscle. Can I do it at the same time? We're going to show you how to do it. And they're done with their crunch interval, and they're glad to be done with it. You probably are too, but don't rest too long, because aerobic intervals are coming. We're going to burn some body fat and tone up at the same time. You've got Rosa Valente, Sarah Kribner, and Robert Dothert, and you've just been given the real deal workout. As we transition from straight sets to supersets, you will notice two things. First, the intensity goes up, and we've added more exercises. Of the 4 areas that we can change, frequency, intensity, time, and type of exercise, this covers 2 of them. Although this will help you get results, we realize it can be challenging and frustrating. Hang in there, because this is the path to lasting change and true results.